Here we are, second half action. York v. the Gray New Gloucester Poland 26ers. Scoreboard has it 5-4. There, they fix it. It's 6-4 York. 6-4 York, start of the second half here. It's been a game of runs, as we've said. 2 to start the game for the 26ers, and 5 straight for York to make it 5-2. Sixers answered with 2 of their own to make it 5-4, and York got the last goal of the first half to make it 6-4, and that's where we stand early. York very strong in possession and very strong in loose ball situations. So when Gray New Gloucester Poland has possession in their defensive half, they've very rarely been able to come out of it cleanly, if at all. Shot comes in wide of the goal. Your score is 6-4 York, just starting the second half. Over on the NHL Network, Team Canada, there's a shot inside. They score. No, disallowed. He was in the crease. So over on the NHL Network's World Championship semifinal action, it's Finland 4, Team Canada 2. Earlier today, Switzerland punched their ticket with a convincing victory over Norway. That'll be 3 straight World Championship finals for Switzerland. Can they finally break through? And if you're a soccer fan, the Champions League final went to Paris Saint-Germain for the second year in a row. Here comes York. Shot never got through, I don't think. It's Paris Saint-Germain in a penalty shootout. Beats Arsenal to claim the 2026 Champions League final. Here we are, 10 minutes to play here, third, and there's that pressure we were telling you about. Gray New Gloucester unable to get out of it. York turns them over, but they quickly get it back, and here they come. Wild shot, almost hit the scoreboard. That was a crazy shot. 6-4, 9:56 to play. York Wildcats, the heavy favorite in this one, lead the Gray New Gloucester Poland 26ers. Let's see, again, turning it over is Gray New Gloucester Poland, empty net goal. 7-4. They're just unable to get the ball off their sticks onto a teammate's stick to clear that pressure. York knows it, and they're exposing it. 7-4, 9:48 to play here in the third quarter. Here's another situation where Dillon does a great job on the draws, but York secondary players come in and they scoop it. Can we find a solution? If you don't, it's going to be a long second half. See, Cobb doing a good job, keeping it tied up. Now who's going to come in and get that secondary ball? Up in the air it goes. Miguel's here trying to hold on to it. Can he do it? Nice job there by Sear. He finds Cobb, and now they're out of it. That was a good effort. Pass off of Tucker Nelson's stick, though, and we just turn it right over. But can we get it back? Ball's kicked around. York has it across the timeline. Good job by York. They lead 7-4. They have possession. York on the wing. Gets it out high. It's hard to stay in a game if you can't keep possession of the ball or win loose ball scrums. And so far, York has won the majority of those. And I would say the 26ers are lucky to say that it's only a 3-goal game at this point. York could be further ahead, if not for some great saves by Wante. Here they come. York firing a bouncing shot going wide. 7-4, 8:46 to play, third period. York Wildcats on top. They have it in behind the goal. York trying to get it out front. Diving play. He's in the crease. That'll be the ball turning over to the 26ers. Now, get it across the half line. Here's Portis. Portis finds the wing. Pass in behind Duffy. Duffy has it, though. Great grab. Can he get it across the stripe? Duffy has it across the stripe. He's got pressure on him, though. You got to know. You got to know that pressure's there. They turn another one over. Luckily, it looks like York's going to turn one over, too. So Duffy did a good job eluding the players, but one followed him. I think he assumed he got across the timeline that the pressure would be off, but one guy stayed and he was able to knock out a Duffy stick. Did a great job on the reception, did a great job on the move, but then got across the half line, probably relaxed. Here's a long, long shot by Portis. Is it going to go in? Oh, just misses. That was a good attempt. Here is Boulay. Boulay now trying to stop this run by York. Boulay finds Nelson. Nelson spins. Nelson shot. Scores! Tucker. Full. Nelson makes it 7-5 with 7:52 to go here in the third period. That was a great look there by Tucker Nelson. He spun away from an oncoming attacker. So I guess that's one way to do it. You're under pressure in your own end. Just give it the old heave-ho like Portis did. He gave it the old heave-ho, and Boulay was able to pick it up behind the net and made a play to Tucker Nelson. And Nelson, juke, jive. We're still alive. 7-5. Here's that face-off again. Scooped over. Can Bowles win it? Nice job, Bowles, knocking it out, and that'll go to the Grey New Gloucester Poland 26ers. 7-5. 7-5. 7:41 to go here, third period. It's been a game of runs all day. So look at this. They triangulate the ball carrier. Duffy with it. He slips. Now he has it go up in the air. They're really good at forcing us to make mistakes. Luckily, they made one of their own. So Duffy had 3 guys on him right away. To me, that tells me somebody's open, I guess. That's the way I would look at it. Here he goes again, Duffy. Spins from 77, but now another guy's on him. Duffy spins away, but he's got 3 guys on him. He gets out of it. Duffy, he's got to move it. He's got another guy on him. Hobie does a great job, and now is able to give it to Nelson. That's the way to get out of pressure. I don't know that it was the safest way, but they got out of it. Ball is loose. Can Prescott pick it up? No, he can't, and now York has it. Another turnover. Duffy trying to get in there. He can't, and here comes York. Nice play by York. They're out. York trying to get a quick strike here. York. Here's York with it. $7-5 lead. Sorry, folks. I was getting some communications, and while that happens, York scores 8-5. What did the coach just say? That was weird. I swear he just said you're going to be the only one out there. I'm not quite sure what that message was, but I'll have to rewatch it. It's 8-5 now, York. 6.5 minutes to play. Third period. Good job by Boulay there. And they call a push. Just when you look like they won a physical battle, the referee calls it. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And here comes York. They bounce one over the goal. 8-5 is the score still. York, very tough team. .608 to play. Behind the back shot saved by Wante. Oh, hit in the back there. That's going to be a flag. Garrett with it. Garrett just hucks it through the middle. But that's going to be a penalty on York. Man up for the 26ers. They trail 8-5 here. All things equal, given the amount of turnovers they've had, to be within 3 at this stage of the game it's a minor miracle. Let's see if they can stay in there. 8-5 York. With the ball is Nelson. Sounds like it's a 30-second power play. Here comes Nelson charging in. Wide to Ornberg. Ornberg to Nelson. Nelson to Smolin. Bad pass. And turnover. A lot of turnovers, folks. Unforced. And York, luckily, really hasn't made us pay in the worst way, because if they did, it would be a blowout at this point. They do have a 3-goal cushion, and it could get out of hand if they start executing on their offensive sets, because they're not getting just one look, they're getting multiple looks every possession. So good on Wante and the GNG Poland defense. Maybe a little bit of luck, but either way, we're hanging in. 8-5, 5 minutes to go. Could easily see a bigger deficit, so take the positives. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. York with it. In behind the goal, the X has it. They move it around. They're trying to get a good look inside. Bounces the ball over. Loose ball. Who's going to get it? York. They always get those loose balls, I tell you. They're really good at it. Another loose ball. It's loose. And who has it? Right now, it's loose again. Flag on the ground. And it's going to be a penalty. They break it up. He's calling 3 players, it sounds like. He sounds like 1 for the 26ers and 2 for the Wildcats, perhaps. Got a little rambunctious physicality in front of the 26ers goal. The referees are talking it over. Maybe it was, I'm not exactly sure. I heard 2 for sure. Number 2, I should say, for the 26ers. There was definitely 3 players identified. Just didn't catch which team had 2 and which team had 1. It looks like there's 2 players, 2 defenders. Yeah. 2 defenders for Grey New Gloucester are penalized and 1 attacker from York. So York gets the call there. They'll go on a 1-man advantage. 8-5 lead for York. 4:33 to play here in period 3. 8-5 York, 4:33 in period 3. Seemed like the original call was actually going in favor of the 26ers. And then a couple of retaliatory actions have found York with the man up. I don't know if any of the fouls were worth more time than the others. I guess we'll wait and see. There's no announcements of that, so the hand signals are not really being shown, so it's really hard to say, but I do see 2 Patriots with their knees down and only 1 Wildcat, so that means a man up. Timeout blue. So they're going to talk it over. They probably look at this as an opportunity to extend the lead by more than just perhaps the 1 goal. It could be that a major penalty was assessed. I am not 100% sure on that, just speculating, or at least the lacrosse version of a major penalty, where even if York scores, that player stays penalized. For the duration. So it's 8-5, 4:33 remaining, 3rd quarter, timeout, York Wildcats. See if we can't get an update on that World Championship score. Score is still Finland 4, Canada 2 by the looks of things. 3rd period action there. Canada desperate, absolutely desperate for a World Championship victory. They are the only team in the World Championships this year that sent a roster of seasoned NHL veterans. They sent Cindy Crosby. They sent Ryan O'Reilly. They sent their wonder kid, Macklin Celebrini. They sent John Tavares. They sent Robert Thomas. They sent Evan Bouchard. They sent Morgan Riley, Zach Whitecloud, many NHL veterans, Mark Scheifele. So they are the heavy favorites in this tournament. That would be, I don't know where the morale would stand up there if they lose this one. It was a shoo-in for them to win this tournament. Here's York back in lacrosse action. Firing a shot just wide of the goal. 4:14 to play in the period. It looks like the York Wildcat player, yep, he's still got a knee down. Can they release here? They have possession, but lose it. Again, unable to get it across the half line. 4:06 to play. York can really extend the lead here. Fires a shot, scores! Beautiful shot there. 9-5 York. 3:47 to play. We'll see if a player gets released out of the penalty area. Right now, both Patriots have their knee down. 26ers. Nine to 5. They're straightening things out at the table. So nobody comes out. That's interesting. So does that imply they got the equivalent of majors in hockey where none of the players are released even when a goal is scored? All right, 3:47 to play here, period 3. York has extended it to 9-5. Two guys taking a knee. Still for the 26ers, one for York. York has possession again. They get it back to their goalie. And York, with 3:38 to play here, are looking to really break this thing open if they haven't already. Nice outlet there through the middle of the field. And now they transition. York looks good in possession. 9-5 lead. And they score. 10-5. So it looks to be York in control now. 10-5. All players are out of the penalty area. It looks like York is on their way. 10-5, 3:22 to go. Lacrosse does have the ability to go on streaks, but I don't see it happening. Cobb, again, out of the draws. I'm not sure if he's really banged up or what, so let's see how Brody can do in that draw. Fighting hard is Brody. Good job by Brody, trying to scoop that ball up. But York, again, has that secondary action that Grey New Gloucester just pull and just can't find, and they score. 11-5 now. There is absolutely, positively no doubt about it. The loose balls belong to York. The press belongs to York. And therefore, possession and the goals belong to York today here on the campus of Grey New Gloucester. 26ers hung in there for as long as they could, but it looks to be a foregone conclusion here. 3:10 to play, third period, 11-5 now, York. Another draw, scooped up by, guess who? York. York has it. And they're in. $11-5, 2:50 remaining. They maintain possession. They don't need more goals. They really just need to let that clock melt away, but they'll continue to attack, I'm sure. Loose ball. That one, again, won by York. In fairness, it went away from the attack, so they were able to run onto it. York with it. York moving it around. They have it on a string, 2 minutes to play here in period 3. They have a 6-goal advantage. Attacking on the forehand. He fires a shot just wide. And they will keep possession with 1:55 to play. I think they're trying to call some double teams now. See if they can change the tide a little bit. Batted out. Loose ball. Patriots have it. Great. 26ers now. This is Portis. Portis finally able to get one across the stripe. Can they maintain the possession now? Here's Prescott. He gets it to Tucker as York was making substitutes and no pressure. Thankfully. 1:06 to go. Can they stop the bleeding here? Nelson finds Duffy out high. 58 seconds to play. Duffy goes over towards Boulay. Hey, Connor Boulay. Oh, man. That's just the way it's been today, folks. Unforced turnover, and here comes the goaltender. Goalie is going to go all the way. See if he can get an assist. Shot goes high over the goal, and 11-5, 36 seconds to play here in the third period. That's been the story of the game. There's another chuck, and with it is York. York has it. We turn the ball over again, and York, saved by Wante. Great job by Wante. It's going to stay with us with 25 seconds. Portis with it. They finally got one across the stripe, and York stopped pressing, and we still turned it over. Here's the Patriots. 26ers, Wante gets it wide, and now they have an angle, an alley to get it across the stripe, and they do. But a wild pass. Oh, no. 3 seconds left in the quarter, so that's going to do it. They could have held on to the ball for a possession. Instead, York's going to whip it down, and that's going to do it. At the end of 3 periods of play, York Wildcats 11, Grey New Gloucester Poland 5. Check on that hockey score. Okay, hard to get a complete read as the app isn't completely accurate, but it looks like Canada has called a timeout with 1:09 remaining in the third period. Finland still with a 4-2 lead in the World Championship semifinals. Canada could still get a medal. They could still get a medal, but definitely not the color they want. But they could still walk away with a stuffy. We know how much they love their stuffies after losing. 11-5 here. Grey New Gloucester trails York. It's really been an impressive effort for the York Wildcats. If Grey New Gloucester, Patriot, Poland, 26ers had more possession in the offensive half, I don't know that it would make a difference, because York has proven time and time again that they're able to turn the 26ers over on all areas of the field. But in particular, what ends up happening is York gets possession. First of all, they win every loose ball, right? On the draw, all over the field, they win all the loose balls. But as soon as the 26ers have possession of it in their own half, it's an immediate press by York, and we haven't found a solution to that yet. We've broken it maybe 1 out of 10 times. So it's been real tough sledding. Hung in there on the scoreline, but it was inevitable that we would get here. We start the fourth period, 11 goals for York, 5 for the 26ers. Face off. Loose ball, swatted backwards, and you guessed it, the Wildcats have it. Great job by them. Garrett trying to knock that loose. He can't. York will attack. Get it out front. They score. Great ball movement there, but it all started with that loose ball on the face-off. The ground ball scooped up by York. Transition, find the open man, and make it 12. 12-5. Wildcats. So after this one, the 26ers will have 2 more games before the playoff season. They'll play Trape at Trape, and they'll have senior night here against Freiburg Academy. Scoreboard is off. Not sure if they had a power issue, but loose ball, and guess who's out with it? York. Another loose ball. Guess who has it? York. So we've lost, and they've blown the whistle. I think they're realizing now that the scoreboard is off. Seems to be an issue here where the scoreboard loses power, loses the ability to stay on. So they'll probably have to do this the old-fashioned way, where they'll have a player run around the track. Every time he runs around the track, that is 2 minutes off the clock. And when it's your home field, you get your fastest runner, and you hope that he can get around that track as quickly as he can. So the faster you run around the clock, the faster you milk those minutes, and the quicker you can get out of Dodge. I'm making that up, folks. That is not the way they do it. So they will keep time at the table. And I think that's where we're going to end this broadcast. No clock, no scoreboard, no broadcast. So hope you've enjoyed this one. Late here in the fourth quarter, it's York with a commanding lead over the Grey New Gloucester Poland 26ers.